All right, Kentucky going to spring practice. What stands out to you as some of those things that you're going to be watching out for in the next month or
Well,
so?
spring practice started yesterday. And I think, as we've talked about, Kentucky's not going to have a spring game this year. They're installing a new field at Kroger Field. I still want to call it Commonwealth Stadium, but that's okay. So they're going to have like a special fan day with all kinds of things, activities where you can come out and see the team. It's going to be on April 1st. So that's a date for UK fans to keep in mind. And then obviously the biggest thing is everybody's is kind of following Devin Leary. He practice. We said he was going to practice. Stoops reiterated that he was out there with the first team yesterday. He's on, to use like a baseball term, they called it like a pitch count. He's only going to throw so many. I don't. They didn't say the number, but he's only going to throw so many passes. Each day as he's still trying to get over that pectoral injury that he had that ended his season last year. So obviously his how he gels with Liam Cohen, and by all reports, just even in one day, Cohen, it's like they picked up right where they left off. In 2021, of course, Cohen was here with Will Levis, and they had such a great season. Then Cohen went to the NFL with the Rams, and Kentucky's offense struggled last year, and obviously the Rams' offense struggled last year too. But a lot of that had to do with injuries. But as you said, you see, 6 games. Leary played in 6 games. Then you go back. Obviously, what Kentucky fans are hoping for is what you're seeing there in 2021, where he was a finalist for the Johnny Unitas Award with the 35 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So I mean, that's those are some pretty impressive numbers. And if he can pull that off, in the SEC this year, Kentucky fans are going to be really, really happy. That's the biggest thing I think everybody's kind of watching, is just to see how how Leary, how quickly he gels with Cohen's offense and with receivers. We talked about Kentucky has their top 5 receivers back from last year. If you throw in running back Juton McClain, so you have you got Barry and Brown, freshman All-American. You got Dane Key. You got Tavion Robinson coming back for another year. How quickly you see what Wan'Dale Robinson did 2 years ago here in this Liam Cohen offense, had the greatest season ever by a wide receiver at Kentucky. So everyone, you can't help but not be excited right now. But like I said, everybody's kind of watching Leary, and then obviously other things. The offensive line. Kentucky made upgrades to the offensive line because you're obviously, we learned last year, your quarterback's not going to be. If your quarterback's running for his life half the game, then his stats, that's obviously going to negatively affect your stats and how the game goes. So that's another thing that's, as far as the offense goes, that people will be watching. And I do want to throw out just real quick something that was announced today. The Pro Day, Kentucky's Pro Day, will be Friday, March 24th, and I guess you can call this the Will Levis effect, for lack of a better term. The SEC network is going to broadcast it live this year. So with and then the NFL network is going to be there too, but I think it's going to be like on their online thing. So there's 11 guys who are going to be taking part in it that were announced, and of course headlined by Levis, who of course was at the combine last weekend and got clocked with 59 mile an hour pass. So which is it's pretty impressive. I think Richardson had a 60. Except I don't think Levis did anything to hurt his draft stock. I think the recent things I've seen, the Raiders with that 7th pick seem to be. I see Levis's name pop up there a lot with that pick, so I think it'd be a good landing spot for him. But circling back, we're all kind of on a Devin Leary watch right now, and just seeing how the spring goes, how he progresses in Cohen's system, and how quickly they gel with the receivers.
All right, Kevin. So they started practice yesterday. All right. Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, certainly let us know if anything pops up, if there's any kind of news or big updates out of Lexington.